The $10,000 in 4B funds would be spent on irrigation improvements, a drinking fountain, and a new fence to separate the big dogs from the little dogs. Earlier this afternoon, you could still see shattered glass here at Toby's. Since then, the glass has been replaced, and now the only evidence that remains of last night's terror is this memorial that's been set up for Tim. We're on Avenue J, and it's blocked off as far as you can see down there. Also on Taylor Street, from here at Avenue J all the way down past Avenue K. Now the water's knee-high, but they say earlier this morning it was chest-high. Signs on the doors here at Ashley Furniture are vague, saying simply that the Ashley Furnitures in Wichita Falls, Abilene, and San Angelo have closed temporarily due to shipping difficulties, and that a buyout negotiation is in place. But customers tell us this line, saying more details as known doesn't give them much hope. This isn't Fargo, North Dakota, but it almost looks like a snowy field here in Fargo, Texas. It was a 3-hour standoff with police that led to the discovery of drugs and guns, but luckily we can report a peaceful resolution. Firefighters say thinking back to that intense November rescue in 2008 makes this training even more applicable.
Henrietta house fire Saturday evening ripped through a house that was more than a century old, and the 81-year-old man who lived there had lived there for 67 years. Katie Crosbie talked to him today, and Katie, a tough situation for anyone to face.
It sure is, Doug. The Red Cross has put Bill Heiss up in a hotel temporarily. Bill is finding very little at his house to salvage, and now friends are coming together to help. He's walking around almost in a daze in search of any small trace of his past.
You know, the house is 117 years old. It's a historical landmark. You can't replace it. There's nothing you can do with it except tear it down, trash it out.
It's not just a historical landmark. Bill Heiss has lived in this house since he was 14.
A lot of things you'd like to replace, but you can't. There's no replacing to it.
Saturday evening, a neighbor shouted to alert Bill that his house was on fire. Within minutes,
it was gone. I mean, the whole room was in flames.
Bill ran out of the house empty-handed.
You can't walk into inferno. I scorched my hair, I know. But, you know, what can you do?
Well, how hard was it to stand out there in the front yard watching your whole house?
Well, hell. But, you know, there's nothing you can do.
Picking through the rubble, it's hard to find anything that's still intact or even recognizable, like this bucket of burned buttons. And just as the debris is still smoldering days after the fire, friends say they know it'll take time for Bill to rebuild.
Not burn on the inside.
He used to work for the post office. Everybody in Clay County knows Bill. He's well loved, well respected.
Bill retired from one job but was still active in his workshop fixing lawnmowers and appliances.
Last year I told him, well, yeah, that I was going to cut back. Well, why? I said, well, I'm 81 years old. This garage was still standing.
Now Bill says he's trying to salvage something, anything from his shop before others beat him to it.
I'd like the scavengers to quit stealing. That just... I better not say it.
It's devastating to anybody when you lose everything you've got. Now's when he needs all his friends to come together.
Now, if you'd like to help, Bill's friends have set up an account in his name at any Wells Fargo location.
All right, Katie, thanks for the update.
A grieving widow speaks out today just days after police arrest a man they believe killed her husband.
Adrian Garnica Aranda is charged with the shooting of Ramon Rodriguez on April 13th of 2008.
Katie Crosbie joins us now, and Katie, did the arrest bring hope to her that some kind of closure may finally come in this tragedy?
When Christina Rodriguez says this trauma is still far from being over, and she says until her husband's killer is sentenced, she won't have closure. Theirs was a love story that still makes Christina Rodriguez laugh.
I just kind of approached him and went from there.
So you kind of made the first move or whatever.
I did. Don't tell my parents.
A relationship blossomed, and soon Christina and Ramon were making a life together.
I was crazy about him from day one.
Christina calls Ramon a hard-working family man who adored their 3 kids.
My son is, of course, his namesake, and Ramon Sr. just thought the baby walked on water, spoiled Christina rotten.
It's been 2.5 agonizing years.
The waiting is awful.
Years filled with speculation.
That he dealt drugs, that he had an affair, that he was a narcotics. I mean, there were just all kinds of crazy rumors going on.
But then last April,
I pulled up my boots and I said, you know what, that's not him. I did know him, and he wasn't the person that these rumors are saying.
News of the arrest brought a flood of emotions, but Christina says very little relief.
I want to jump for joy, and I want to cry, and I want to beat somebody up.
And justice is a hard word to come to terms with. Christina knows nothing will bring Ramon back, even if the accused killer is convicted.
He has torn a family to smithereens.
Christina's daughter, Christina, now 12, talked to us at Camp Grinnigan this summer.
I just miss him a lot.
And Mom says it was tough to break the news to the kids.
We all cried together.
Christina says she still brings flowers and other items to the crime scene here in North Beverly, but that she mostly just tries to avoid this place. And now she's begging anyone with new information to come forward to police.
So many people get out because they work the system, and I don't want that to happen here. I can't have that happen here.
Christina says she is so grateful that the police did not let this case turn cold. If you have any information, please call Crime Stoppers. That number is 322-9888.
All right.
Welcome back, everyone. A Seymour family is celebrating a special delivery, a baby girl. Now, we can't put every new baby on the news, but this one is extra remarkable. She was born at 10:10 in the morning on Sunday, 10/10/10. Katie Crosbie met baby Riley Marie and her family today.
Gwen, Riley's parents say they're just thrilled that she's arrived. The first time Dad says he was so excited he hugged the doctor. And when they realized the significance of the date and time, they say it just made the birth even more special.
She's so beautiful.
She is.
Like most parents, for Richard Crawford and Robin Graves, looking at their new bundle of joy, it was love at first sight.
I get so excited.
Yeah, she's perfect.
10 fingers, 10 toes, and it turns out 10s across the board for baby Riley Marie.
All I knew is we had a C-section scheduled Sunday morning about 9 o'clock in the morning. There were some unexpected delays, and then next thing I know, I'm delivering the baby, and the nurses say, hey, it's 10:10 in the morning. And I said, so? Well, today's 10:10/10, and I didn't even think about it.
They were talking about the time and to call it on her birth certificate. And
right, yeah.
Somebody yelled out, she's the perfect 10.
It was me.
I thought it was really neat because, you know, who else is going to have a birth certificate that says 10:10/10 at 10:10 in the morning? It was a really stroke of luck.
A stroke from the stork, Riley's parents say, with a little extra help from above.
The doctors told her that she was never going to have any kids, and then it just all of a sudden came up, and you know, she lost her brother about a year ago, almost to the day. It just seems like she was brought from heaven to us. I mean, she's our perfect little angel. She's our perfect 10.
And a welcome addition to the family for Riley's adopted brother Jaden. He's about to turn, you guessed it, 10.
Oh, he is excited.
Oh yeah, very
got him
excited.
up early this morning so he could hold her and kiss her before he went to school.
And every year when her birthday rolls around, Mom and Dad want Riley to think of the joy they experienced at 10:10 on 10/10/10.
Just that I was so excited, and I was so grateful that she was healthy and happy, and she was mine.
Yes, without a doubt. Nobody can take her away from us.
And we happen to notice that Riley's first and middle names have 10 letters when you combine them. Her parents tell us that too is just a coincidence.
Wow, well, congratulations. They have a beautiful blessing there. Thanks, Katie.